Should Keir Starmer be worried over secret manoeuvrings to oust him? So over the past couple of months, we've been talking about the plans that are developing within the Labour Party and externally from the Labour Party to oust Keir Starmer. I think collectively, the British public have had enough. The people that voted for Keir Starmer initially have seen that their policies haven't been delivered on, and the people that didn't vote for Keir Starmer, well, their predictions have been succeeded. As Labour Together, the group that campaigned for Starmer's leadership, test the waters for potential successors, Sam and Anne unpack what's happening inside the party. So Labour Together, which is essentially one of the groups behind Keir Starmer getting voted in the first place, has started sending out surveys to various Labour MPs to determine who would be the right successor to Keir Starmer. Essentially, one of the think tank groups behind Keir Starmer being in power in the first place is now trying to ascertain who would be the most successful and valid replacement for Keir Starmer ongoing. So why are they doing all of this? Well, very quickly, just 10 seconds, if you're looking for a fantastic VPN, make sure to check out private internet access at the link down below to get yourselves 4 months free and 86% off. And yes, they don't keep any logs. Now back to the video. So Labour Together have claimed the reason why they're setting up this internal polling system is to be able to see what people think inside the Labour government, to try and ascertain whether Labour MPs are happy with what's going on, and also to create an air of anonymity. So essentially, if a Labour MP doesn't feel happy with what's happening in the party, they don't have the fear of being ousted from the party. Not that they should, they're in positions of power and they should be able to make change, but at the moment, the general understanding from Labour MPs that I've had the pleasure of speaking to is that they're not happy with what's happening in the party, but publicly they won't say anything about it. In fact, you may know, recently I was supposed to be doing a couple of interviews with some MPs, all of those got canned. And I think primarily that's down to fear. So the reason why Labour Together are doing this is to say that they're trying to create an internal understanding of where the Labour Party's at, what the members inside the Labour Party actually think about the running and operational side of the Labour Party, but also what the future might actually look like for the party. But then we have to talk about the claim that this is some sort of benchmark to understand what's happening inside the party. Maybe. I think it's probably more them planning to overthrow Keir Starmer and actually trying to figure out how much support they'd have in the process. And I think this raises a bigger question and probably a larger concern that us as a British country should be aware of. It's one thing for a lot of the UK to not want Keir Starmer or even the Labour Party in power in their current form, but it's a whole different conversation when the party itself is having turmoil inside it where they don't even want their own leaders to be running the country. When we start to think about democracy, and I don't mean the truest form of democracy, I mean the democracy that we have in the UK, it comes down to what the people want and how we can institute that. So we vote for our politicians and our politicians get into power. But the weird thing is once they're in power, they have the ability from a public perspective to be locked into a position of power. So when it comes to Keir Starmer, a lot of people don't want him in power. They're not happy with the way the government's being ran and they don't want him to maintain his position of power. But for some reason, that's not being changed. And this is where it comes down to the party politics side of things. At the end of the day, the Labour Party isn't there to protect Keir Starmer. The Labour Party is there to protect themselves. They're there to protect the people that work within the Labour Party, members of Parliament, people that work within various offices within the Labour Party. Everyone is going to get the fight or flight thing where they look after themselves. And if Keir Starmer is costing them their position of power, their paychecks and their ability to put a roof over their head, they're going to do whatever they can to get rid of Keir Starmer because they need public favourability. Labour MPs are not fighting every day to be liked, they're fighting every day to not get fired. Now, of course, this has been brewing for many weeks now. I think the first time we heard a sniff of this was probably about 5-6 weeks ago that, there was plans to overthrow Keir Starmer. Whether that's actually going to happen or not is still yet to be determined, but a lot of the stuff that we're seeing from the party and things just externally from the party is suggesting that there may be a plan in the near future to do something about this. I'm going to keep following this story and I'm very keen to hear what you guys think about this down below. Make sure to check out private internet access using the QR code here or the link down there to get yourselves 4 months free, 86% off, and I'll see you all in the next video.